Hello and welcome to the Wanderlust travel podcast, where we discuss different locations around the world, helping you to make an informed decision about where to go next. I'm your host, the Teesside Spice Merchant, Peter McKeown, and today I'm co-hosting with my friend and someone who, in my humble opinion, is the best up-and-coming journalist in the north of England, Ella Wilson. How are you doing, mate?
Thank you for that introduction.
That's okay.
That's so nice. I'm good, yeah. What city are we discussing today?
Which city?
Yeah.
It's a good one. So in today's Wanderlust travel podcast, we're going to be headed just across from where we are now in Teesside, across the North Sea to the astonishingly beautiful, tulip-lined, bicycle-friendly, free-thinking cultural maze that is the Dutch capital of Amsterdam.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's a city I'm really thinking of visiting, so I'm excited to hear what you think.
Okie dokie, well, let's crack on. Let's do it.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
How do you get there?
So, from Teesside, we're in the northeast of England. So you've got a few different options. You can get the ferry from North Shields, or you can get the ferry from Hull. It's pretty cheap, like 60, 70 quid return if you get the offers. But the ferry's brutal. It's the middle of the North Sea, especially in the winter. There's nothing else to do but drink. So you end up a shell of your former self. Think about the clientele who go on the ferry. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're there for a session.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go and get absolutely off your nut, then go and do that. But I would recommend the best thing is to get the flight. Teesside Airport it has multiple flights per day. It's a couple of £100, 220 max return. Or you can go up to Newcastle, which is about 170, 180 return, and you can get the 6 a.m. flight. And then, you know, because of the hour time difference, set off at 6 from here and you're in the dam for like 7:15, which is actually 8 o'clock in their time. And then when you get there, what you want to do, you don't just go straight onto the taxi rank outside Schiphol Airport. That's what all the first timers do when they go there.
And that airport's massive, isn't it?
Massive. It's yeah, and all the signs try and steer you towards a taxi rank so they can make money out of you. But what you want to do is get the train where all the locals go. You can either pay €4 to get the train, the direct express train from Schiphol to Central Station, which is the heart of Amsterdam, or you can pay €45 for a taxi. So
It works out cheaper, doesn't it?
it does indeed.
Yeah. So I know what you said about like the ferry and everyone's there for a nice night and stuff. You know, like stag do's, that sort of thing. Is that mainly what people go to Amsterdam for? Or?
It's got everything, you know. Like, I know it's got this reputation as a bit of a wild city because it's got the red light district, and obviously prostitution's legal there and weed is legal there, and obviously it's got that reputation. It does have a seedy side, and there is that part of the city, but it's all concentrated into one area. That's like 1% of the city. So you do see wild stuff there. The last time I went, me and my daughter had to walk through the red light district. I took her through like the very last street of it just to get where we needed to go. Yeah. We were going back to Central Station from the east of the city, and there was some guy dressed in a full leather suit, and they were dragging him by a dog collar.
Oh my god!
I covered my daughter's eyes straight away. She was like, "What was that?" I'm like, "You don't ask me when you're older."
Yeah.
So. It's not all about stag do's. There's so much culture there. You've got that Van Gogh museum, you've got that Anne Frank house, you've got the Rags museum with all its Rembrandts, and there's so much more to the city than what it appears to be.
Yeah, sounds really interesting.
It is, man. There's so much to do. It's impossible to be bored.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot there. Like, what do you think of like the food and the drink and everything there?
It's one of my favourite things. I would say Dutch cuisine is the most underrated food in the world. So they have something called febo, which is like, it's kind of like, it's a vending machine, but it's a hot food shop. It's weird. So you're walking through, like, they're open till like 4 a.m. as well. So it's 2:30, you're on your way home from a night out, you've had a couple of beers, you can't be bothered waiting in the big queue in the burger places, so you just go to the wall, you scan your bank card or put a couple of coins in and get like a croquette or like a burger or some chips or whatever, and it's like €2 and it's like really nice as well, you know.
I feel like we need something like that here.
I know. Well, people around here would just deface it, wouldn't they, and find a way to smash it because, you know, it's England. So.
Yeah, maybe somewhere a bit nicer than Teesside, but
yeah,
it's a good addition.
You know what, it really would. Like, the thing is with the food in the dam, right, you've got all sorts. Their cheese, I would say, best in the world. I'm sorry, British cheese fans, but the cheese in the dam. They call it cars, and you see these big shops everywhere. You can buy like a wheel of cheese, like a massive like 25 kilo wheel of cheese.
How do you bring that back with you though?
Well, this is the problem.
You have to pay for another
You have to
suitcase.
pay for it. I think it's worth it.
Send it back. Post
You
it
could
to
post
yourself.
it back. It'd probably be about £100 now.
I do love some good cheese.
Oh,
But I mean,
Dad,
like,
one of life's pleasures, isn't it?
I feel like you're really like promoting this cheese.
Yeah.
You know, I've never tried Amsterdam
When
cheese.
you go, because I am going to convince you to go, you need to bring me some back. Is that fair enough?
You can pay for the flight for the cheese.
That's how much your postage would probably be.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what? They've got something called poffertjes, right? Which is like, it's basically a mini pancake dusted in ice and sugar, and they dip it in Nutella, and they're freshly baked. They have like, you know, you've got a pudding tin at home with big like circles on to you know, bake a pudding in. These have a little tiny version of that, so that's what they do the poffertjes in. So it's in like hot oil, and they're banging, outrageous. One of the best desserts in the world. Also, there's another food called bitterballen, which is, this is going to sound weird, but it's like a deep fried ball, right? It's got breadcrumbs on the outside, and you know what the inside tastes like? Imagine if you got a beef dinner and you blended it.
Right.
And it's like a ball with a Sunday dinner in. It's outrageous. I know it sounds weird. You dip it in mustard, you have it with a beer. The Dutch love them. They're everywhere. Amazing.
Oh my god. I mean, people can't see me here, but I'm sat here with my mouth open, like, in shock.
One of the more weirder foods, you get these herring vans. It's raw herring. It smokes sushi. Well better. Sushi's nice, don't get me wrong, but the herring that they have in the dam is the freshest fish I've ever tasted anywhere. I was born in the wrong country. I need some Dutch food now.
Yeah.
The lager's
Should we
mint
book
as
it?
well.
Should we go now?
Shall we?
Shall we?
The Heineken factory is literally there as well, so if you like beer, the Amstel is there as well. So
Yeah.
the breweries are there.
I do like beer.
I love it. You want to avoid the red light district if you can, because all the bars there are charging like €12.
Sounds mental.
Daft prices.
Yeah.
And then you go like, you get the tram for 2 stops and you pay €4.50 for the same thing people are paying 12 for, you know.
What about the coffee shops and that? What they like?
It was going to come up, wasn't it? Yeah, so obviously the recreational use of cannabis is legal in Amsterdam. And you go into one of these coffee shops, so I'm told, and you have like 2 menus. You have the you got the one menu sells like hashish, and one menu sells like leafed cannabis. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to go in and just buy a drink, that's the etiquette. If you want to go in and not buy anything like that, but you want to go in and maybe just sit and chill and experience it, you just go in and buy a cold drink. Get a chocomel, which is another great Dutch drink, by the way. I love chocomel.
Are they Dutch?
They're Dutch.
I didn't know
It's
that.
like one of the most Dutch things ever. Do you like chocomel?
Yes.
It's banging. It's one of the best drinks ever.
It's nice.
It's like hot.
I wouldn't say it's the best, but I'd say it's
What's a better
nice.
milkshake style drink than that then, do you reckon?
I don't know. I feel like I'd go for something more caramelly though. So.
Yeah. Caramacs are leaving the shelves, by
Oh,
the way.
oh my god.
I can't believe it.
Are they actually?
Didn't you know?
No.
Oh, you need to stock up.
Oh
You'll
my
get like
God.
a year on the...
Get to
day.
Booker's. Buy like a whole massive box
What's the
of
world
them.
coming to, man? No more Caramacs.
No more Caramacs.
I know. It's outrageous.
That's... Yeah, you've ruined my day.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Let's
no.
try and cheer you up.
Alright, okay. Tell me about the city itself. Like, what's the city itself like? How old is it? That sort of thing.
Also, it's from the 13th century. It used to be a dam on the River Amstel, so that's where the word
Is that
Amsterdam.
where the names come from?
It is. It's a very historic city. It's been there for like I say over 700 years now. And when it was first made, they didn't have the canal system, and that's been gradually added, so they control the flow of water. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So.
What about like the neighbourhoods and that sort of thing? Like, how do you get around the city? Is it difficult to get around? That sort of thing.
It is the easiest city in the world to get around. It's about on par with Prague. So it's like it's got your tram system. The best way, and the most Dutch way, is to cycle everywhere.
Bikes,
The
yeah,
bikes
they
take
cycle a lot.
priority. Do you know, like in England, the high street looks like this, doesn't it? You've
Yeah.
got shop fronts and little path. You've got a road and little path and shop fronts, right?
Yeah.
It's not like that in the dam. So what you've got is every building is really tall and thin with a hook up the top, because you can't get sofas up the staircases, so they use ropes, and that's how they move out, and they put furniture in. And then you've got a little path. Then you've got a massive pink cycle path. Do not walk on the pink path. You will get wiped out,
You'll
which I've
get
seen
knocked out.
happen. It's hilarious when it happens. Not for the person who's been hit.
Well,
And,
it's their own fault, innit?
It is. I know. I've been that guy. It was my
Have
own
you?
fault. Yeah.
Well, it's your fault for walking
Then
on
you've
the
got
pink
the
path.
tram. Then you've got the canal. Then you've got the road. Then,
Yeah.
So it's all over the place. But it makes sense.
Yeah.
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 You've got all these different modes of transportation going in opposite directions. The city is alive. It's a living, breathing organism. And I love it.
Yeah, sounds it. What about like the language? You know, a lot of them, they speak English, don't they?
They speak better English than the Americans.
Is
Sorry,
it
my
worth-
American brothers and sisters, but the Dutch definitely trump.
Yeah, well, do you think it's like worth learning the language if you're gonna go there?
Is. This brings us to our regular feature, the Wanderlust language lesson. Ja is yes. Nee is no. Hallo is hello. Tot ziens is goodbye. Dankjewel is thank you. Dank je is thanks. Alsjeblieft is please. Alsjeblieft is also excuse me. Spreek de Nederlands? Do you speak Dutch? Spreek de Engels? Do you speak English? Ja, ik spreek een beetje Nederlands. Yes, I speak a bit of Dutch. Het spijt me. I'm sorry. Ik hou van je. I love you. Ik hou van mijn hound. I love my dog. The most important word there is dankjewel.
Sign of respect, isn't it?
It is. The word thank you gets you the most mileage in any language.
Yeah. What about, you've been to Amsterdam quite a few times, haven't you? How many times have you been?
11 times, I believe, yeah. But I've been with my friends doing all of my, nothing bad, but going to like the mental like part of the city and drinking all
You've
day.
done the stag do's.
Done all that kind of thing. And then I've been with my missus and I've been with my kids as well.
Yeah.
And it's given me a really well balanced and rounded view of the city.
Yeah.
And what I would say is, in terms of culture, it can stand up against any place on earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What was one of like the funniest things you've seen while you're there? Have you seen anything like, you know, stag do wise?
Yeah, I'll have to keep this PG-13, like, but
Go on.
I've seen a couple of my friends get wiped out by bikes. That was a highlight, obviously. I remember one guy. What's the politically correct term for a really small person? There's a really small person, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he had leather trousers with the backside missing. And he had a leather cap on, and he got on a tiny motorbike, and he sped off, and I was like, did everybody else see that, or was I hallucinating? No. So that was something that I always remember. I'd say my friend getting hit by the bike was maybe the funniest thing I've seen.
What would you say about like the rest of the Netherlands?
Beautiful.
Do you
Amazing.
think that's worth visiting as well? Or?
Oh yeah, like if you get like a 30-minute train from Amsterdam to The Hague, then you can go to there's a museum, and it's a word that I can't pronounce. It sounds like Mauritius, something like that. It sounds a bit like the country Mauritius.
Yeah.
As soon as you see the word, you'll know what I mean. But Vermeer, who's a famous Dutch artist, the girl with the pearl earring is in that museum.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and you can go to a place called Geerthorn, which is like, they don't have cars there. It's just canal boat. That's how you get around. Yeah, so what I would say is, like, make sure you choose the right method of transport to get there. Have an itinerary. There's just so many different things. Like I found the best tips are on Pinterest. Yeah. Yeah, because if you Google something,
Pinterest's amazing for that sort of thing.
my favourite app.
Yeah.
Nobody talks to you. You log into Facebook and it's like, now you doing?
Notification central, but Pinterest is just like peace.
It's peace.
Yeah.
It's very zen.
It is.
You can go on and just like...
I use Pinterest for like tattoo inspo. That sort of thing, yeah.
For the purposes of the audio, I'm currently showing off my tattoos. Isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Pinterest. That's why I got the ideas for most of these. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think... Do you know what? I think I'm going to book it.
You're going to book it?
I think I'm going to go to Amsterdam.
You should. It's
I think
great.
I should. Do you want to come with me?
I've got too many trips booked. So
you can be my tour guide.
I can be your tour guide on video call. I've got too many trips booked in.
That's fine. That's fine. Give me a step-to-step itinerary.
I will.
Of where to go. That sort of thing. Yeah. Well, thank
you.
you.
I hope I've given you an insight into what I would consider one of, if not the greatest cities on earth.
You have. It sounds amazing.
Great stuff.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap it up there. So thank you for listening to the first episode of the Wanderlust podcast. If this has been informative, please hit like and subscribe. Take care and keep on exploring.